Hello, sir. Good day. Today I will be discussing about the problem of low wages in the global supply chains. So the problem is workers in most developing countries often receive extremely low wages despite producing goods for major global brands such as Nike and Apple. These workers manufacture shoes, clothing, smartphones, and other products that are sold at high prices in wealthier countries. However, despite the high profits earned from these products, the workers themselves receive only a very small portion of the revenue. Many are paid below a living wage, meaning their salaries are not enough to cover basic needs like food, housing, healthcare, and education. This problem exists because global supply chains are structured to minimize production costs. Large multinational companies outsource manufacturing to factories in countries where labor is cheap and regulations are weak. While this setup reduces costs for companies and consumers, it often leads to poor working conditions. Workers may face long hours, unsafe environment, lack of benefits, and little job security. Another issue is the imbalance of power. Big corporations have strong bargaining power over suppliers, forcing them to cut costs to win contracts. To stay competitive, factory owners reduce wages or avoid improving working conditions. As a result, workers bear the burden of global competition. Although globalization creates jobs, these jobs often are low paying and exploitative, trapping workers in cycles of poverty instead of helping them achieve economic mobility. For the cause and the effects of this, there are several major causes behind low wages in global supply chains. First is intense global competition. Companies compete to offer the lowest prices to consumers, and this pressure moves down the supply chain. Suppliers compete with one another by offering cheaper production costs, which usually means lower wages for the workers. Second, weak labor laws and poor enforcement play a significant role. In many developing countries, minimum wage laws are either very low or not strictly enforced. Governments may hesitate to impose stricter regulations because they fear losing foreign investment. This creates an environment where companies can operate with limited accountability. And thirdly, there's a limited worker representation. In some countries, labor unions are restricted or discouraged, making it difficult for workers to negotiate for higher pay or better working conditions. Without collective bargaining power, workers have little ability to demand fair compensation. The effects of low wages are serious. Workers struggle to escape poverty, leading to poor living standards and limited access to education and healthcare. Families may rely on child labor to survive. Economically, low wages can also slow national development because workers have limited purchasing power, reducing domestic economic growth. Socially, inequality increases as multinational corporations accumulate wealth while workers remain underpaid. For what I recommend, solving this issue requires cooperation between governments, corporations, and consumers. Governments must strengthen not only labor laws and ensure proper enforcement, including fair minimum wages and safe working conditions. Multinational companies should commit to ethical sourcing practices, conduct regular factory audits, and ensure suppliers pay living wages. Consumers play an important role by supporting ethical brands and demanding transparency about how products are made. When companies face public pressure, they are more likely to improve labor standards. Through stronger regulations, corporate responsibility, and informed consumer choices, global supply chains become more equitable and sustainable. So that is all for the discussion, and have a good night, sir.